I'd like to do a quick review of a product which I just received, and they've promoted it as, the actual item is called Prime Time, and they've promoted it as like a film screening. It's a brightening foundation primer. Now I have to say I've not really used primer much before. In fact, I've used two primers, the Sephora Anti-Shine Primer and also the Cover FX, I think. I tried both of those, didn't see any difference at all, to be quite honest, and I do suffer from oily skin, and if I found that there was a significant difference, I would add that extra step to my routine. My usual opinion is that the least product the better in terms of letting your skin breathe, and I really like mineral blushes, although I don't really get on with mineral foundation because I feel like it transfers. I do use mineral products where I can, like with blusher and sometimes mineral powder. Prime Time Brightening Primer is actually really different, not that badly priced either. It's 30 millilitres, which is more than you get from other companies, and it's £19, which I think is a fair price. So that's the outside packaging. Oil-free, which is really important to me because if I use an oily product on my skin, it's like a guaranteed breakout. And I was quite worried that perhaps this would break me out, but it really hasn't at all. And it's got vitamins and it's got antioxidants, and they promise that it's great for combating dry patches, fine lines, excess oil and minimising large pores. This is the actual packaging of the product, and to be honest, I think that's really ugly. So when I first saw it, I thought that is really plain and clinical, which it is. Like, it reminded me of a nasal spray or something you'd get from a prescription. But now I've come to realise that I don't mind that at all. I'd rather pay £19 and have this packaging than have some fancy gold bits and pay £30. So I don't mind the packaging anymore, and in terms of the sanitary nozzle and the way it applies, it's perfect. So they say use one pump and put it all over your face, and I would say that is adequate. I'll just squeeze some out now so you can see the tone. Don't mind the other swatches. So when you squeeze it out, that's one pump, so it's actually quite a lot of product, and you just press it and you get that amount, and it's always the same amount, so it's very easy to manage how much you need. And it is tinted, but once it rubs in, it is completely translucent, and it feels really silicone-y and smooth, and that's a good thing. I really love the way it feels so smooth, but I was worried, as you can see, completely invisible, and it feels very silky. So it does have silicones in, so if you're sensitive to that, beware. I am not at all, so I'm really glad about that. I have not broken out in the slightest. So I've been using this a few days now, and I really love it. I wouldn't be surprised if once this runs out I go and buy another one, which for someone who swears that primers are an unnecessary step. I use this with my mineral foundation. Usually I really don't like mineral foundations because they just don't last on oily skin. When I use this and then put my mineral foundation on top of it, it made a drastic difference. So if you use loose mineral foundation, you should definitely look into this because the powder went on really noticeably smoother, just a world of difference. It went on smoother, you needed less, and it did seem to just erase pores and do wonderful stuff to your face. Now today I used it with my Estee Lauder Double Wear. Look nice and glowy, but I wouldn't say that with Double Wear it makes the same dramatic difference as it did with loose mineral powder, which it just made it last the whole day, which has never happened before, and it also just made it glide on, which also doesn't really happen. It goes on quite powdery usually. So my conclusion is I really adore this. On the whole, I would highly recommend it, and I probably will end up buying it again because it's nice to have. Whether I'd use it on a daily basis, I'm not convinced, but if I used mineral powder, mineral foundation, I would definitely 100% incorporate this into my routine. I didn't need to pack on the foundation the way I usually would to get coverage, and I also didn't need to worry about it fading. So it is designed, of course, for the SPF mineral foundation, so there's no SPF in this in itself. So on the whole, I give this absolute thumbs up, and do check it out. I'm going to put all the details below and everywhere it's available from. Hope that helped, and thanks very much for watching. All the best. Bye.